Hello, people. My name is Anike Day, and I am a director, writer, and producer. I got started in the film business. I got started in the writing business years before I got started in the film business. First thing I did was I wrote a children's book entitled Little Iris First Day of School. I wrote that in 45 minutes while I was at work. I put it in a storage bin and went back to work. 5 years later, I took it out. I had it published. After that, I got picked up by Tape Publishing, and they were able to publish the book for me. 30 days after I wrote Little Iris First Day of School, I wrote Girls Like Us. Then I wrote Girls Like Us 2, 3, and 4. It was an LGBT book for women who love women. Well, I created a large audience, and my fans started asking me to bring the book to life. I did not know anything about film in 2012, but I knew some people who knew how to make movies. So I went to this currency change one day, and I met this young lady, Chan Smith. We became friends. It was right around Gay Pride. At the time that I met her, I did not know that we were going to be working together in the future. We were just two women in the currency change talking about Gay Pride. So maybe about 6 months later, I hit her up and I was like, hey, I want to turn my book into a movie. You want to be my director? So Chan was like, oh no, I don't know if I'm ready for that. So I went out and I hired a guy. I'm not gonna say any names because I don't want to bust nobody out, to be the director. So I came back to Chan. I'm like, hey, you want to be the first AD? Chan said, yeah, I can do that. I said, okay, cool. So we assembled my whole team together. We started filming. 5 days later, we had to fire the director. So then Chan had to step up to be the director that she was not ready to be. All right? So we finished up the project and sent it out to film festivals, got nominated over in France, went over to France and won for Best Cinematography. So after that, I filmed Girls Like Us, The Hustle the Game, and then I filmed Woman to Woman music video. All they knew is shoot a music video. And over the past 4 years, I think we've been nominated at least 45 times around the world for our work. And I've screened my movies, music videos in Italy, France, we've been to Ireland, we've been to Berlin, we've been everywhere. So that's what I do. I am a director, writer, producer. You know, at the current time, I am doing a documentary on DJ Sluggo, on house music, juke music, Chicago footwork. I saw some of them footwork artists down there performing. Y'all gonna wanna get my card before tonight is over. I'm gonna need y'all on camera. So, but yeah, that's what I do. I'm a director, writer, producer. I fund all my own projects. I don't look forward to doing that like forever, but you know, maybe in another year or two I'll be where Ryan Coogler is, the creator of the Black Panther. We'll see, but I have business cards if anybody's interested in knowing who I am and what it is I do. But yeah, that's what I do. I'm that girl.
We was in church for a moment there. It is Sunday. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. It's really an honor to be here and a privilege to be literally on this panel with so much greatness. I am a writer and author of 3 books, a director, a songwriter, recording artist. Sometimes I forget them, but you guys get the picture. You guys get the picture. But I started no, honestly, a mother of 2 daughters. Both of my daughters are college educated, grown. And I just really want to speak to all of those out there that whatever age you are, it really doesn't matter. I mean, from the young girl that got a dream at 12 years old and she's accomplishing that, to those of you that's 55, 60, it doesn't matter what your age, your dream is still alive. If it's in your heart, go after it, okay? I started, my career actually started off in the church house. I was a praise and worship leader, and at the time, my husband was like, you know what, I get tired of just being able to hear you sing at church. Let's go record you in the studio. That's what we did. We wrote a song, recorded it in the studio. In 3 weeks, my song was playing and airing on V103. I was being called here and there to go sing and perform, and then got a record contract as well. So kind of got thrown into the music game. Then we began to build our own studio, and then before you know it, we started getting clients, formed our production company. So we've been able to work with a lot of notable people in music. So I'm the type of chick that, I do everything from the boardroom. Well, look at them. I'm gonna say that. All right. All right. We got grown folks in here, but I'm just saying, I've worn every hat there is to wear, especially as an entrepreneur with my own production company, own media business, from the administration to if it called for doing BGVs, getting there to do the background vocals, if I had to songwrite, teach people how to songwrite for clients. And then in 2009, I got a concept for a TV show. At that time, it was for actually what I put together. I created America's first kids cooking show. So what you see on Food Network, they got that idea from me. Okay, so y'all can clap there. That was kind of a good place. Yeah. All right. No, but seriously, went to the networks and they told us kids didn't want to cook. Kids didn't want to be in the kitchen. They didn't believe it. They said it was too dangerous. And as you know, most of you may not know, Food Networks, their #1 top selling show is their kids cooking show. So created the concept 2009. It wasn't till, 2004 did the pilot, got the call from PBS in 2010. They were like, you still got the cooking show, we want to pick it up, we want to produce it. So my show was aired on PBS. We got an Emmy nomination first time out the gate. Also Kid Synopsis nomination for a best theme song. So basically I'm in New York City in the top high rise, and right next across the street from me is Disney. I mean, right sitting across from me is Disney. It's Nickelodeon. So we lost to Dr. Seuss. I'll take it, okay? But thank you. But the cool part is it is a journey. Man, it's a journey. It's been a long journey. I say every area that you're going through, you're gonna use it for something. So, my career in music, starting off in music, has been a blessing for me. As now I do my own, productions. I'm doing my own films, my own documentaries. I do my own sound scoring, and we also did. We won a New York Film Festival award as well for a sound score we did in 2000 called "On the Genocide of Rwanda." So. Just a few things, I'm just really grateful. Just was a brand ambassador for Nestle Toll House just last year. Set a Guinness Book of World Records with Nestle Toll House as well. So all of these things tie into the food branding as well. So, I'm just really grateful to be in the game and to be able to do what I love doing.
Hey guys, how are you? I am Lakita Montgomery, and I am actually pleased to be on this panel with you wonderful women. I go back, I've been in this industry, I guess, for about 10 years. I started off working with a talent agency, actually. So for 6 out of 10 years that the talent agency was open, it was actually the only African-American talent agency in Chicago at the time. I used to scout talent. That's the first thing that I did. And then I went from scouting talent to getting into acting. I've done a few films and plays, and I've also worked with Cassandra as well. And then I got into, from acting, I went behind the scenes and got into production. I started working with MBD Production. We started working on a project called, at the time, it was the first Chirac It was a TV series that came out, and then Spike Lee came and did the whole movie Chirac, so they kind of had this name change thing. So I did the casting for that, and then I was also working with Puissant Productions doing casting as well for them. And then I went from there to partnering with the person who is Monica Campbell. She's been in this industry for, I guess, 25 years, but we partnered and started our own casting agency called Casting Peach, LLC. So for the last 3 years, I've been working in casting, doing films, and working with some really amazing people in Chicago, and working on some really great films. Some of them, one of them was on BET Her in November. Another one, Mollywood is going to Netflix, I think. So Mollywood is going to Netflix. And then we have Just a Friend, which just had their premiere last week. And then one is called The Law of Moises, which is going to go to a film festival. So they're all doing their own. It's actually really good to see when you work on things. It's good to see the work that you do come into fruition, because as a casting director, when you work with people, you actually don't know what's going to happen to the film at the end of the day. It can do anything. So and then now I'm working on a really good project in 2018 that I'm very proud of. So which is working with Anthony Anderson and Regina Hall. So I'm very proud of that. So that is what I do. And if you have any questions, you can ask me whatever you need. So, yeah.
Hey everybody, my name is Chancey Smith. I'm a director, DP, editor. I'm just an all-around filmmaker. I know how to do some of everything. I started off as a videographer. You know, I see a bunch of, videographers out here right now. I was doing exactly what y'all was doing. I still do. But, I had a feeling that I needed to take it a little bit further. So, I learned as much as I could about film. I learned as much, about sound and lighting and, just different shots and all of that stuff. And, just eventually just became who I am today. I actually used to work for Ebony Magazine as their multimedia producer. I met a lot of people there. I met Ava DuVernay. I met, all the, what's his name? Lorenz Tate. I met Shamara Moore. All of these people, and they're so inspiring. Like every time that they talk. So I know you guys probably don't listen to the interviews of these celebrities as much as you should, but you really should check it out, because they have come from exactly where we come from. You know what I'm saying? I'm from 35th Street. You know what I'm saying? Like 35th and Rose. Like I'm out here. So I just want to say anything is possible. I worked with Anike. That was actually the first film that I worked on coming out of school. I was scared. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, she was like, "You want to be my director?" I was like, "Oh no. Let me take the back seat on this one." But eventually I had to step it up and be a director, and I knew that I had the vision. It was more so just the confidence level of being in that position. So get out here and do what you got to do. Like, I'm really talking to y'all because y'all listening to me. But if y'all really want to go into film, go ahead and do it. Like, just get started. You got your camera already. I've been shooting films on Canon 5Ds. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can make a movie with a 5D. Okay?
All right, good evening. My name is Felice Tamara J. I'm an actress, writer, director, author, model, comedian, producer. I started in the industry in 2003. I basically started out on the wrong foot. That's when I really didn't know the difference of being represented by an agency and all of this. So I've been hit by Explore Talent, One Source Talent, all these scams, which is now 99. That is a scam. I'm letting you guys know out there that don't know that. If you hear of a place called 99, they're a scam. They used to be One Source Talent, they got me. They used to be Explore Talent, they got me. And I learned in the industry, you do not pay anybody anything to represent you.
Thank you.
Nobody. If anybody comes to you and says they want to be your agent, manager, or anything, and they ask for a fee, just flick them. Seriously, because they're on BS. I've got hit by so many people like that, and you can basically be your own agent. I say this all the time. I do have an agent, which is great, but for those that are starting out that really don't know too much about representation and things like that, you know, you can get out here in a lot of casting calls and things like that, and you can start off on your own when you're not really out there in the talent like that. I've written, directed, and produced 3 stage plays of my own. I'm in a process now of working on my 2nd film. My first movie I just completed is called I'm Coming For You. My movie premiere is May 31st. It will be, you will be able to see it on 87 at Studio Movie Grill at the theater, right off the Dan Ryan. My flyer should be in the golden bags or on the table. And what I'm really going into right now, I really want to get into stand-up comedy. A lot of my family and friends and a lot of people, you know, a lot of people may tell you you funny, but to me, I don't think I'm that funny, but maybe I am funny. And I'm really starting to get into doing stand-up. I've start writing my sets and, you know, my little skits. I do a lot of comedy sketch. I have a YouTube channel. I want to get into voiceover, and I just want to just broaden my horizon and just work with everybody. And another thing that I want to say about our women, to our sisters, just like Cassandra Bell said, we need to uplift each other. We need to cut out the envy, the jealousy, and all of that. If you know that there's a casting call that may help out your sisters, don't be that person that say, well, I'm gonna go first to see if I get the part, and then I'm gonna tell them about it. No, I'm recruiting all my girls. Like, cause one of us gotta make it. Cause that's how I feel. And I say this all the time. When I eat, everybody eats. And that's how I feel. Once I get my foot in the door, I'm taking my people with me. And that's how it's supposed to be. Everybody needs to come together in this industry. And what bothers me so much, that you in a circle of people, you got a writer, you got a director, you got a cinematographer, you got an editor, you got a casting director, you got all this talent, and everybody sitting there with their arm folded because they so tight and don't want to help each other, when all we got to do is, hey, you can write, right? You can direct, you can edit, you can film. Let's get some actors and let's do this. You feel me? That's what we need to do. And stop being so jealous-hearted and backstabbing and betraying people and sneak dissing and all this stuff on social media. I'm not out here for likes. I don't give a damn about no likes. I don't care about all of that, this Instagram with all these followers and stuff, because it's make-believe, and it really doesn't do anything for you. I'm just so happy to be up here. I went through a hard time where I was about to give up. 2 years ago, I lost my best friend, my only sibling. I lost my little sister to cancer. And she was like my ride to die, my right arm, my cheerleader. Wherever I did, she was right there. And when I lost her, I lost everything. Focus, everything. And I just sat down one day and my daughter came to me and she was like, Mom, I know you hurting, but all this pain, you need to put all your pain into your work. And that's how I came up with this film. And I am so happy that I finally completed it, because back in 2012 when I first shot this movie, I had a cinematographer that ran off of my footage. Like crazy, like mad crazy. He told me he lost it. We filmed for 3 months. How could you lose my footage? And back then I didn't know to get a hard drive to put my footage and keep it for myself. I didn't know all of that. So as I'm in this industry, I'm learning, but I'm so happy that he didn't take my product and use it for himself. So I was blessed to get another cast going, another production team, and I completed my film, and I thank God for that. And I just want to tell everybody, never give up, stay focused, never stop grinding. All I do, I write every day, every single day. I have so many scripts that I have, but you know, I have nowhere to put them. But I'm looking to network. If anybody needs some scripts that have a camera and just want to shoot some stuff, I got plenty of scripts, believe that. And I just like to thank you all for being here tonight, and I would like to thank Cassandra Bell as well.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Roche Chi-Town, and I am very humble and grateful to be here. Thank you to Cassandra Bell, Sluggo. I remember when the Blok Club was at Adriana's, I was there, but I was modeling then, so I picked up a couple of pounds, so I'm writing behind the scenes. I started out in 1999 as a model. Then I moved into a documentary about my son. He has autism, so I wanted to educate people and just show a day in the life of me being a parent of a child with autism or special needs. So that's what kind of brought me into telling my story, and from that moment, just the ups and downs in dating, relationships, just pretty much venting and sharing stories amongst women going through the struggles. And the main thing you need to do is your research. Make sure you look at the agencies like Felice talked about. One source, I went there before, and as soon as they said something about $5,000, I knew that didn't sound right. I've since then joined the Screen Actors Guild in 2000. So that, a lot of paperwork, a lot of, you know, reaching out to people. Don't be ashamed to Google, or just reach out to people that you know that have the same passion and drive that you have. And me being an actress, going to one audition to the next audition, everything is so political. So sometimes you just have to step back and write your own story. And there's YouTube, there's so many other technical avenues and social media out there that no one should just lay down and not allow their dreams to come forth. As long as that seed and that passion is in you, there's many people that will support and love you. So don't even concentrate or give any attention to any of the naysayers or haters. Just be appreciative of the people that support you and lift you up, and you just move forward. My door is always open. People are always inboxing me. I'm not ashamed or, you know, insecure about giving advice to people. So if anyone have any questions or want to reach me, everything is Roche Chi-Town. My Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, my website, Roche Chi-Town. Email, rochechiatown@gmail. So I just want you guys to continue moving forward and just stay supportive and uplift everyone. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tiara Epps. I am a writer and director. I'm from Chicago's Inglewood community, and I am really happy to be here. And I'll just say I started off my career I started working in film when I was in high school. I majored in radio TV at Chicago Vocational Career Academy, and I thought I was originally going to start playing basketball, but that didn't work out, being I wasn't that great, but I loved it. And then my teacher, my sophomore year, as you know, you have to pick a major. So my mom made me major in radio TV. That's the only thing that seemed interesting. And so from there, I knew nothing about, you know, radio, film. And then my teacher, Roger Badish, he asked his best students to join a summer program where we got paid to make films. And so that's how it started for me. And it blew my mind. So at 16 years old, now 27, I've been doing it. And so when I was in college, I made a documentary called The Chicago Boys. It was about the Chicago Boys acrobatic team. It recently just won an award for Best Short Documentary at the Gary International Black Film Festival. And so that was a film that I created a few years ago, and it's been nominated for a lot of awards. And I recently just finished a film called Sunday about a young man, Karen Davis was in it as well, about a young man named DJ who went to church every Sunday with his grandmother, and the pastor of his church pretty much had a secret, and he started selling drugs to take care of his household. But he ends up finding out that the pastor of his church has done something terrible. Pretty much the pastor of his church, he killed his father, but the whole time he was acting like he was his best friend. And DJ, you know, came up with the plan to put him away, but he didn't kill him. And so that film is doing pretty well also. So I just want to encourage people as independent filmmakers, because that's what I am. You don't have to have a lot of money. Like I said, a lot of people think when you start off making like these big films, you have to have spend like $20,000 on these big fancy cameras. It starts on paper. Like, just focus. I know with social media, it's so hard. You want to show off like, oh, I got this big camera, I spent a lot of money on it. But none of that stuff matters if you don't have the good content. Like, just sit down, put the phones down, get in a room, and just focus on your story and how someone will work with you. And then once you have that story and it's put together and you have had people look over it, then you start working with people to help you. Don't start looking for a cast and crew. That's what a lot of independent, and even I did it. The first thing you do, oh, I got an idea, let's get 50 people to, and you really don't, you're not organized, so the project falls through. Plan it out, and then move forward. But thank you.
Questions about film or their journey or just some advice?
As far as like auditions, a lot of people feel like that they don't have to audition once they build their resume. Why is auditioning still important? Auditioning for roles.
Well, first, let me say this, because one of the major things that most up-and-coming talent fail to do is invest in themselves. They do not have proper headshot. People, a headshot is more than taking a gun, putting it into somebody's head. It's the actual physical picture that you need to not get your cousin to take for you, or that hot selfie with your tongue ring showing. That is not a good headshot. You really want to pay a professional photographer to get a commercial headshot, which means it's called headshot because your feet and your boobs and all the other great things are not in it. Okay? So that's the one thing. People are oftentimes cheap with themselves. If you can go and buy that extra large big meal at McDonald's, take some money to the side, invest into a commercial photographer and get a proper headshot. That's number one. Number two, you need to learn 3 monologues. I tell people all the time, don't just come prepared with one. I may not like that one. I may ask you to do another monologue. And then, based on the fact that I may be a little bit more interested in you, I may ask you for another. So a well-prepared actor has a dramatic monologue, and they have a comedic monologue, and then they have an alternate monologue just in case, so that they're prepared. Third, and most importantly, know how to slate. And when I ask you to slate, I'm gonna know if you're an amateur or professional based on your response. Don't tell me, what's that? All right, you're already out. So I tell people all the time, you're gonna be an Empire extra or you wanna be an Empire feature. That is gonna be based on your audition. So acting is not just because you think you're cute and you look hot and somebody told you can act because you got a big booty and it's shaking in a club. Acting is about taking time and putting the time and attention into the detail of learning the art of reacting in a scene. All right? And knowing the emotion and the character development that's necessary to give that character the greatness to make it look like it's natural. So that's why an audition is important. But I'm going to pass it to the casting director.
All right. And now, and what is a slate? Put me on game. Don't do me. We just did a whole play together.
Like Cassandra said, your headshot is important. Your headshot sells you. So if a casting director, or when they see your headshot, that is the first thing that they see. They have never met you before, they don't know you. So when you're submitting, you submit with that headshot. You have to invest in yourself. So you have to find a photographer who's actually good at headshots, because you have a lot of photographers out here who just taking pictures. Some photographers are good at beauty shots. Some photographers are good at headshots. So you have to make sure that you go on their social media page and you look at their headshots and you look at the quality of it. So it is still all about the quality. Yeah, and then ask around. You can ask if you see somebody with a decent headshot, or you can call and ask around. You can actually call, if you need to call a talent agency, and ask them who shoots for them or who's a good photographer. They'll be more than happy to let you know who a good photographer is, because it's the headshot that sells you, especially if you're looking for a talent agent. So if you want to be an actor and you go out here, then you have to pay attention to everything. You have to pay attention to the details of everything that you do. It is good to have an agent if you're an actress. If you're an actor or an actress, if you really want good quality work out here, if you want to get into stuff, then it's good to have a talent agency representation. You can do it yourself too. So people do it themselves all the time. But when you're doing it yourself, you have to remember that you're just going to get independent stuff most of the time. So you'll get independent films, you'll be working for free most of the time. So when you have a talent agent, then you'll be getting paid, because they're going to they're going to make sure that they get paid. And the talent agency, they work for you. So just like she said, like One Source and 999? Yeah, anytime you go to an agency and they ask you for money, it's a scam. It's always a scam. Because the talent agency job is to work for you. Their job is to get you work so that they can get paid and you can get paid too. But that audition process is important. So your headshot is the first thing that people see. You know, when you submit your headshot and resume, then you go in and you go for the audition. The slating process is really simple. Slating process is, hi, I'm Lakita Montgomery and I'm auditioning for blah, 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 or my agency is, if you have a talent agency, my name is Lakita Montgomery, I'm represented by Lily's Talent Agency. And then they know who your contact person is. Lily's Talent Agency is your representation. So that's who they'll contact.
Cassandra?
So I'm just gonna make it real quick because I talk really fast anyway. So the thing that I wanna say, and I wanna encourage anyone that's listening under the sound of my voice to understand that being a part of something great doesn't start when it's great. It is easy to be a fan.
That's right.
Start, never despise humble beginnings. Start with people like us. Start from the ground up. Many of you guys wouldn't have even known all the great and magnificent things that we are doing because you're so busy looking at the Kim Kardashians. When you have greatness here, be a supporter. When you're doing a project in a film, you need volunteers. You just need people there. You need bodies to help you move, lights and furniture. It doesn't matter about all the time being in front of the camera. We just need the assistance. Make a phone call, bring some coffee, be a voice of support. So, as I say, don't wait until it's great. Start when it's just good. All right? Thank you for having us here once again. It was a blessing to share this room with you guys. And be blessed.
You all clap it up.